So the components of the bat are made first. Here's the body, 2 pieces of black fabric right sides together, then polyester bonded batting, sew on the solid line, cut on the outside dash line. So it will look like this. Take the paper out, turn it right side out through a slit in the back, which will go next to the wing so it won't show. The tongue is done, it has an opening at the top, so it's turned through that opening. And if you haven't watched my other videos on how to turn it with a straw and the dowel, it makes it much easier through that narrow opening. Then that top part of the face is 2 pieces of fabric. One is the lining of the mouth and black. Put your paper pattern on top and just sew this curve at the bottom. Cut it out on the outside dash line and turn it. There's another piece that's sewn that's just one single piece of fabric. This is going to be the bottom part of the mouth. You're going to put the tongue up at the top here, line it up, and then the face is going to go on top like that, and you'll pin that, or you can sew right on the edge to hold it all together, and then we'll show you the next step. I've basted or just stitched right on the edge of this upper part of his face just to hold it while I'm putting it all together, and of course that caught the tip of the tongue up inside. And I've pre-made the ears the same way with paper pattern on top of 2 pieces of fabric. One is the lining of the ear and one is black. It's really fun to make that a bright color, so that's fun contrast for the ear. Sew on that outside curved line, cut on the outside dash line, remove the paper, press it so that this edge is really well defined. Then I'm going to fold it so that a little bit of the lining shows, and I'm going to put that part next to this edge and I'll pin it to secure it, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side. I think also I'm just going to stitch right on the edge too to hold it. So here I've got a little bit of the ear lining showing. You have to make sure it's showing on the right way so that when it's face down, that lining showing is next to the face. Then I'm going to stitch right on that edge to secure it so it won't slip on me. Then I'm going to put a piece of black fabric on top of that and batting. Turn it over and sew right on this edge on the outside. To make the wings, I did a paper copy of the left and the right side of the wing for as many bats as you want to make. Each bat will need its own set. Then I'm going to cut down the center dash line, tape these 2 together. I'm going to piece it as one pattern piece. Place that on top of 2 pieces of fabric right side together. This is black and thin polyester bonded batting. I'm going to sew on the outside solid line, cut all the way around on the outside dash line, remove the paper. Then I'm going to cut through 1 layer of black fabric right down the middle, maybe not right to the edge because that might misshapen this little point, but you do want to expose the 2 channels that we stitched here at the top. Then I'm going to mark at the top. I marked with a white pencil 1 inch from the top edge of the wing and stitch all the way across. Then I marked 1/4 inch inside that 1 inch, maybe a little larger than 1/4 inch. It might be easier for feeding the pipe cleaner through, and stitch it all the way across. Then I'm going to feed a single pipe cleaner through the small channel, 1 pipe cleaner for the left, 1 pipe cleaner for the right. And I like to just bend down the tip a little bit to make it stiffer for feeding it through. It makes it much easier. Then I'm going to put 2 pipe cleaners through the top channel, the larger channel. There is on the pattern some top stitching, quilting to do on the wings, where it goes from the tips to this top hinge of the wing to each tip. And those are really cute. Those are fun little detail. Now, when you feed the pipe cleaners through, there's going to be extra pipe cleaner, and you can see it here. It's hard with the black, but you can see there's extra pipe cleaner. I just fold it down and up. That makes a great backbone, a little extra shaping, rigidity, make the wings more rigid. And then I close the opening, and with that thread, just whip stitch this extra pipe cleaner in place so it won't move. And then the wings are finished. Now I've turned the whole thing through that opening, and it is a lot of bulk to put through that opening. If that's too hard for you, you can cut the back, the black part, turn it through that, because it will be placed next to the wing and it won't show. So that might be another option for you. Anyway, it just turns out darling with this dimensional mouth and this funny grin. I've cut felt eye parts like that, and I'm going to stitch them around the outside, kind of perpendicular to the edge, and then I'll add buttons for the eyes. And he just turns out so cute with that dimensional mouth and that funny grin. I've got his body, so the slit side is next to the wing and the head is stacked on top of the body. You just pull the body back a little bit and tack him down inside, so the edges are not stitched tight to the wing. They're very dimensional. Same thing with the head. And then the wings with the pipe cleaners are, you can position them any way you like. And he just turns out just funny. Super easy to do, easy to make with your scraps, and hope this is just a fun tradition for you to bring out for every Halloween. Thanks for watching.